how to build dashboards in Excel. So this is a dashboard. When someone says dashboard, what you mean by dashboard is a one-page summary of reports. That means all your reports are summarized in one single page. That's what a dashboard is. Now, unfortunately, most software out there really don't do a good job of creating dashboards. And that's because they don't kind of spend the time to think through design. When I say design, I mean, how do you design your dashboard in a way that someone can look at it and know exactly what you're talking about? Now, if you look at this dashboard, you could see to the top left, you could see something like past 12 months. When you see that past 12 months, you would see what we call spark lines, just showing how the company has performed in the past 12 months. Now, that's all someone needs to know. You see that simple line there, it's called a spark line. And all it does is show performance in the past 12 months for revenue. You can see that it peaked in the middle, towards the end it peaked, then it dropped significantly and then peaked again. So that's a spark line. Now someone else could use a pie chart, for example. Pie charts are very poor ways of showing data. So how do you create this dashboard? So I'm just going to briefly show you the technique. The technique really needs three main sheets. You need your data, you need your calculation sheet, and then you need your reports. So your data, again, let me go to where the data for this dashboard is. So if you look at this sheet, you'd see the data that runs this dashboard. Now this data, so data is coming up on your screen. So this data is what is used to run the dashboard. And every single day when there are new transactions, all you need to do is type those new transactions at the bottom of the data and your dashboard updates automatically. Now there's quite a lot of formulas that go into this. You have various ways of creating a dashboard. You could create one with Excel formulas, which is what this one does. You could use pivot table to create a dashboard, or you could use Power Pivot to create a dashboard. You could even create a dashboard and load it onto powerbi.com. Powerbi.com is a self-service business intelligence tool from Microsoft, which is excellent. So you see there are various levels of how you can create dashboards. But Excel is so flexible. Excel is one of basically the top most used business intelligence tool out there. Now, if you use Excel efficiently, you can do nearly anything and everything in Excel. Now, if you look at this data, this data table must follow about 7 rules for you to be able to automate it for dashboards. So, for example, one rule is you must have only one row of headings. Another rule is your dates must be in a single column, like we see to the left. Your dates must be in a single column. You should have no empty columns. You should have no empty rows. And every single data type must have its own column. So, for example, if you see sales region here, I can see Europe, Middle East, North Africa. If I have states, I'll have to have states as another column, as in states or local governments or something as another column. All right, so this is the data. Now, this data gets fed into your calculation sheet. Once you feed that data into your calculation sheet, you write various intelligent formulas to basically pull data from your data sheet and do the calculations that you need to show in your dashboard. So, for example, if you look at this sheet, we have revenue, profit, average order size. You have your actual revenue for this particular period, 1st of January 2010 to 23 October 2010. All these are fully automated with formulas. You could see there's an interesting looking formula in there, right? Some ifs, yeah? So for example, somebody may say, okay, this is Merlot. These are all wines. So I want to see what is the total revenue from Merlot in the Middle East. Yeah, what you do is, what SUMIF does is what filter does. So if I come here and I filter my product by Merlot, that means everybody knows filter here, obviously. Filter by Merlot, all this will filter by Merlot. Unfortunately, this is all this is all I call it. We've created an interesting table that automatically updates every second. So this wouldn't be a good tool to use. Let me use something else. Let's say, let me get to a data set. Hold on a second. So let's get to data set. So look at this pivot data set here that we're going to use actually for Power Pivot. So I want to check, okay, all the revenue from Ajaokuta in 2003. What I do is I come and filter store by Ajaokuta, right? Ajaokuta. Yeah, so I filtered store by Ajaokuta, and then I filtered date by 2003. So what I've just done is I've filtered two things. There are two criteria here. My store range, the criteria that I want from it is Ajaokuta only, and my date range, the criteria I want from it is the year 2003. So that means I want to sum if the store is Ajaokuta and if the year is 2003. I want you to sum a revenue. So if I highlight the whole of revenue here, this column for revenue, at the bottom right, it's quite small, you would see, I will just read out the total for you. That is 943770360. So that is basically the sum of revenue if the store is Ajaokuta and if the year is 2003. So all these things we did with filter, that's what SUMIF does in a formula. And it's an extremely powerful formula. And when anyone wants to work with dashboards, your major formula to use is SUMIF and SUMIFs. Now, once you've finally done those SUMIFs and SUMIFs, you need to now create the dashboard. So how you create a dashboard is, all right, so if you look at this dashboard, now it looks so nice. And I mean, if I press F9, you can see that it's updating automatically. What I'm doing here is I'm simulating data changes. As the data changes, it updates. The key thing about working with Excel is try and automate as much as you can. So you need to, everything you do, just know that you should do it in a way that is automatic. Nothing, you don't need to touch anything after that. So this data updates automatically. How do we create it? You go to calculation sheet. So once you have your data, you go to calculation sheet, and in your calculation sheet, you write all your SUMIFs, as we just learned about now, and put them all, arrange them, date match them using various dates intelligently so that as your dates update, it updates as well. And then you can create charts from it. Once you create charts and tables, you can now take pictures of them and take it to your dashboard. So the secret of creating your dashboard is to take pictures of your charts and tables and go and arrange them in a dashboard. So I'm going to go to a blank sheet. So this is a blank sheet. You now need to arrange those cells in a way that looks really nice. First thing I'll do is I'll go to view and I'll go to, let's say, page layout view. See this page layout? Don't use normal view, use page layout. The reason I'm using page layout is I want to see a single page because a dashboard is a single page. I'm going to change the orientation to landscape if it's not already landscape. Okay, now you could decide, do you want a dashboard as a portrait dashboard or a landscape dashboard? I prefer landscape, so it's a landscape. Now you can see what you're working with. You see, this is the sheet, or this is the, how will I call it? The single page that you're working with. Now you need to arrange it in a very intelligent way for your dashboard. So I could decide, okay, I'm going to go and take a picture of some of these tables and charts. Okay, I may like this, see this? I may like this table. I may like this table, and if you note this table, let me just make it a bit bigger. If I press F9, you can see that the data, press change, I see it round, large. Okay, these are the top, this is the top 7 customers. So I guess the top 7 customers, you can see the names changing as I press F9. So what you do is you highlight and you take a picture. The kind of picture you're going to take is a picture that is a live picture. It's like a live cameraman that always takes the picture. But unfortunately, I have no idea why Microsoft decided not to put the camera tool. There's one excellent tool called the camera tool that's supposed to be here. So once you just click on the camera tool, you can take a live picture. So I have it up here, and I'll show you how I got it in a minute. So I just click on this camera, and what it does is, if you can see what we call the dancing ants around it, it has taken a picture. And I can go to my sample sheet where I want to put my dashboard and just click. When I click, this now comes into my dashboard. And it's a picture. I can resize it like a picture. Yeah, I can make it big or small, depending on how I want it. So the thing about this is it is live. So if you just look at it, I'm going to press F9 to update my data. So if I press F9, you'll see that it updates. Can you see? See the name changes? So this is live. This is a live dashboard. It's a live picture. So I'll take a picture. So the key thing about a dashboard is just take pictures, create all your tables and charts, and then take pictures of them. There's a small trick in taking a picture of a chart. You have to understand how Excel works. A chart is not Excel. Excel is cells. Excel works with cells. That's why I could highlight cells and take a picture of cells. When I click on this chart, if you look up here, you would notice that my camera tool has been deactivated. If I click inside Excel, my camera tool to the top left is activated. But when I click on the chart, it is deactivated because it is not Excel. A chart is a tool that works with Excel. Anything you bring into Excel, let me go to Insert. If I come here and bring a shape, this shape that I'm drawing here, this is not Excel. It is a tool that works with Excel. Once you understand that these are tools that work with Excel, then you understand the language that they speak. You understand what language this tool speaks when it wants to talk to Excel. Excel works with cells, sheets, workbooks. Anything else is not Excel, so you need to understand their language. Yeah? So the language is simply this. I'm going to trick it to work with Excel by going behind the chart. I just go behind the chart, highlight the cells behind the chart, and then take a picture. Once I do that, and I go to my sample dashboard and click, you would see that that chart comes in. Really, what's happening is I'm taking a picture. You know, basically your dashboard is just pictures, 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 and you arrange them in a very neat way, and you have your dashboard. And because it's a camera tool you're using, it is live, which means when your data updates, it automatically updates your dashboard images. And that's the best practice for creating a dashboard in Excel.
Thanks for watching another training video from D Brown Consulting. See you in the next video.